Hello people of YouTube. Toby's got a really big head today. Look at your head, how big it is. Wow, that's a big head, Toby. Anyway, it's like we've never been in front of a camera before, isn't it? Today we've just, we're on the Isle of Jersey. Is Jersey an isle? Isle of Jersey?
Well, it's a proper island, there's water around
yeah,
it.
Oh, there you go then. So yeah, we're at the BBC. Can you get a shot of that? Where's that? Look, it's the BBC. Is your arm like that?
There you go.
We're at the BBC and we're just about to go in and film an interview. So let's go do it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Bro, okay. Fantastic. Phil, Toby, great to have you here.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, very good. So tell us how you guys came to work together on this show.
How did we come together? It was an accident, as most things are. I think it was a mutual friend of ours, and he asked me, gave me a call, and he asked me if I could play bass on a gig. And I wasn't working, and I said, yeah, I'd love to. And I met Toby that night.
So, you should add Phil plays every instrument, so we're kind of he's Man Friday as far as concerned.
Nice, okay. And you collect guitars as well, is that right?
A little bit, yeah. Well, I kind of had to do this show to justify the collection. But yeah, I've quite a few guitars. I'm 20 odd guitars now, so to build a show around the collections probably was a good idea. My wife liked that idea as well. So.
What was the first guitar you bought?
The first guitar I bought, I don't think I bought it actually. It was I think it was my dad that gave me a guitar. Well, he actually had the guitar to start with. He got it for his birthday because he hadn't played for a long time. And then I happened to take it off him, and I never gave him it back when I was about 6 years old. So I played it more than him. And then I got my first proper Fender Stratocaster. I got the first one when I was 11. And that's when the collection started.
Have you got as many, Toby?
No. I've got small children, so I tend to limit the amount that
the expenditure on guitars.
Yeah, exactly. No, I use on the show. I use 8 or 9. So
yeah,
a little less, which is
not much less. You're doing all right.
Yeah, doing all right.
Where did the idea come from to do this show? I
was gigging as usual. And I came in, it was probably about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I came home, sat down with a cup of tea, quite rock and roll you see, sat down with a cup of tea, and I flicked the TV on, and I was watching Guitar Heroes at the BBC, and my brain started going. I thought, oh, wouldn't it be great if you could see all these players on one, these Guitar Heroes on one big concert, and obviously a lot of them aren't with us anymore. And then I started thinking, that would be a great theatre show. So obviously we don't do the lucky likey thing. No. I look silly in wigs. I'm not going to try it. But we recreate the sound and the ambience of it all. So it's as accurate sound-wise as we could possibly get to the real heroes. And like I said, to justify the collection, he's built a show around it. So thanks BBC for.
Tell us about the Guitar Heroes that you play their songs in the show. Who's featured?
Right, we start in the 1950s, so it's on a timeline. And we do people like Bill Haley, Eddie Cochran, The Shadows, and we work our way through, and we do Jimi Hendrix from the 60s, and right up to sort of more modern players like Brian May, and for your really modern listeners out there, Joe Satriani. So it's right across the board. We start at the early days and bring ourselves right up to date.
Was it hard deciding who to include?
Yes and no. Some of them were so easy. Dire Straits, The Shadows, Jimi Hendrix, you have to do those. You'd probably get shot if you didn't. But some of the other people that we do, I'm not going to give too much away, you'll have to come see the show. But one person in particular, I thought, is it a Guitar Hero, isn't it? And I toyed with the idea, and when we did put this guy in, it's one of the best songs we do. Well, I'll tell everybody on this, but it's Prince. And yeah, it goes down so well, does that song, and lots of people are, oh, so glad you did that one, so that was that paid off.
Performing here in June in Jersey at the Opera House, the 9th of June, Saturday night, great night for going to see some rock and roll.
Absolutely.
Can we get a taster for one of the songs?
Well, I'll tell you what, let's start in the 50s.
Right, okay.
And we'll do a little bit of this. You should recognise this one. There you go, recognise that one.
The Shadows, it's the Shadows.
It's the Shadows, Apache. Yeah.
I remember one of the first places that I worked in radio, I was doing a request show, and I suppose a lot of the music that I do play for work is sometimes older than me. And someone rang up and said, "Can you play Apache by The Shadows, please?" And I'd not heard it before, so I thought, okay, well, I've got to check that the lyrics for this song are okay. And I googled Apache lyrics, and of course nothing came up. Because it's an instrumental song.
Exactly. Did somebody do a cover version with some? Was it a rapper did something with it?
I have no idea. They may well have done. But
Yeah. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I dreamt that. I'm sure it was.
Do you think they all have distinct sounds, these different musicians?
Absolutely, and that was one of the hardest things, getting the sounds. All the guitars that we use in the show are the same guitars that the original Guitar Heroes would use. So getting the actual sound, you're kind of in the ballpark if you get the right guitar and what have you, but you know, like the Shadows sound, for example, you'd think that's easy, but it's not. You know, there's a different echo for every song that they do, and trying to get that absolutely spot on and to nail that, it's very time consuming. So it took about 2 years to get it all together.
There's a good bit of kit that you've got down at your feet as well.
Yes.
What's that? Tell us about that.
Yeah, this is, I'm allowed to say the name. Can I say what it is? Is that alright? Okay. This is what we call the Line6 Helix, and basically it models all the equipment that the people used to use, all the amplifiers, all the effects pedals. It recreates those, but it's all in one box. And Line6 has been going for quite a while now, and they kind of started that whole modelling thing, and we've ended up now years later at this Helix, which is unbelievable. You struggle to tell the difference between the original amp and this thing. It's really good.
Yeah, we've got you two with us today, Phil, Toby. It's great to have you here, but it's not just the two of you on the stage on the evening, right?
Exactly right. Yeah, we've got a bass player as well. And we've got a drummer. Well, I was going to say we've got the singing drummer. A lot of drummers sing these days, but we do a certain Eagles song, which we feature him on that one. And we've got video screens up there as well. So not only do we play live, but we've actually got some live footage of the Guitar Heroes, and we've got some footage that goes in between the songs as well, which we. It's quite informative. We call it a rockumentary. So yeah, it's not just a band playing. There's a lot going on.
Yeah. These guys as well, people like Jimi Hendrix and maybe Keith Richards as well. I mean, it's not just their guitar playing that they're famed for. These people lived fascinating lives, didn't they?
Yeah, we don't.
Getting home from gigs, watching BBC 4, drinking cups of tea.
Drinking tea, yeah.
I just tend to go to bed.
Yeah, whether it's at home or not. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're not as rock and roll as that, but you look at it and you think, I mean, these great songs that are out now, and the way Jimmy played and the way that Keith Richards played, and it's all from their lifestyle, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's still, Keith Richards, the amazing thing is he's still going.
He'll be going long after us, trust me.
Exactly. Do you have a favourite guitar in the collection, Phil?
A favourite guitar? Yes, I think I do actually. In fact, I've just done a video on my YouTube channel, but it's a guitar I've had for 32 years, and it's the one I got when I was 11 years old, and I still use it to this day. I use it on the Jimi Hendrix section.
Nice.
And I've just had it all overhauled, so it's like brand. Well, it's not like brand new. It's in a bit of a mess, but it works properly again now. So.
Yeah.
But you had to say that's my burning building guitar.
New strings over the years, a bit like. Trigger's broom and Only Fools and Horses.
Exactly. Yeah, have you seen my YouTube video? I said exactly that.
Did you? Yeah. Can you play another song for us? I love the last one. Can you share another one?
Okay, let's do this. It's Dire Straits' Sultans of Swing. We're not going to do the whole song, and people are only interested in the solos, so we'll just do that. Okay, let's do this. 1, 2, 3.
Brilliant, I love it, I love it. How long does it take to learn something like that? 'Cause it's so tricky, the finger movements.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, to learn it properly, it's...
I'll tell you when I finish learning it.
Yeah, I've been playing all this stuff for a long time, since I was a kid. I grew up with it. But yeah, I suppose new songs, because anybody can sort of learn a version of it, but to actually learn every single bit note for note, you know, to do it properly, it can take a bit of time.
Certain things in the show where you get things like the Eagles, where they've multi-tracked 7, 8 guitars, and where you have to look at the track, and it takes us a while to condense it and get it sounding as close to the original, but obviously with the 2 guitars, so that's the challenge.
Yeah, with the help of technology and shooting our way in a studio for quite a while, we get there, don't we?
Yeah, I can cover 4 guitar parts with my feet, doing different things. And
it's very clever.
And what's it like actually getting on stage and playing these, you know, these guitar heroes, their solos for audiences?
Well, do you know what? I think every guitar player would love to do it. We get a chance to do all our heroes and some. I mean, the people that we grew up listening to, I know my heroes are in this show, and to actually have a whole show dedicated to that, it's a guitar player's dream, really. What's that cliche? Living the dream, isn't it? Well, there we are. We've just done our interview. That went well, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
It did. It went very. I've got the big head now. Yes, that went well. So yeah, that's all good. Remember, should we put this video out before that goes out?
Yes.
Yes, let's do it. The video will be out next week, which is this week when you're watching it right now.
Yes, I think so.
It's a good job we can play guitar, isn't it? So yeah, that was it. That was the interview. It's going out now, which is great. So yeah, 9th of June. If you want to come see us at the Opera House at Jersey, then that would be fantastic. Let's see you then. Should we go to a cafe now?
Coffee.
We're going for a coffee. See you later. Oh, thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing. If you haven't liked and subscribed, do it, or I'll send Toby round.
And I'll ask you politely.
He'll ask you politely, would you please like and subscribe? Take care, guys. See you next time.
Bye.